Hey everyone, Walter Bowne here. Uh, Given a demonstration about a quick write about effective openings and how they're essential in hooking the reader. Here I have image of baiting your hook with different types of bait because you don't want fish, you want readers, right? Also pretty important in interpersonal communications, right? It's like that making that first impression. It's like fishing, it's an analogy, right? Um, and you want your opening to capture the reader's attention. Okay, let's first look at what not to do. Platitudes. Love is like a rainbow. Stop. I'm going to stop reading right there. It's a platitude. It's a thought terminating cliche. It's trite. It's banal. It's overused. It's unoriginal. We want authentic writing here. We want you to be you, right? Your voice. Number one, a dictionary. Webster defines love as I'm stopping. Another one would be like just quote stacking without original thought. You just like this person says this person says this person says this. You just did a quick little online uh, look for like, okay, what can I do for education? A really bad rhetorical question like, what's your favorite movie? What does love mean to you? Stop. And using absolutes, right? You want to avoid absolutes. Like you always do that. Everyone falls in love. No, I know people who haven't fallen in love. So already your statement is invalid. And why do I want to continue reading with someone who makes invalid statements? All right, now here is what works. Each one of these could be its own 45-minute lesson, actually. Personal or historical anecdotes, short, little interesting stories that connect you with the reader, right? It's like um, just last week, I was fishing in a mud puddle when what? We can do historical anecdotes. I was just reading the other day about how Abe Lincoln never went to school and his dad may have actually beat him for like going to school and being smart. Use a current event reference, like ground your writing in the now. Like Canada is now booing American anthem. You could use an analogy, like Pico Iyer compares the comma to something that takes your breath away. Like if the gods can take your breath away, so can the comma. You can use humor, irony. Oh man, like Oscar Wilde, there's so many. I mean, like I say something like this: "My wife and I have one thing in common: we're both in love with me." Even if your topic is serious, you can always try to use some humor. I just had this done with my students in an eighth grade class, and they're writing about James Joyce Araby. And it really, really worked. And they went from writing like cookie cutter using the tag system, like topic, author, genre. And it was the same sentence from 25 students. I'm like, that's not authentic. That's not original. So I'm here to make you a writer, right? A thinker, a critical thinker. You can use a fact or statistic, like Lincoln and Darwin died on the same day at the same age, right? Startling claim, like Gore Vidal wrote, it is possible to stop most drug addiction in the United States within a very short time. Ooh, that's a startling claim. All right, a short generalization, like it is a wonder that New York can work at all. That's the very famous E.B. White. Or number 8, a good rhetorical question, Isaac Asimov states in an essay called What is Intelligence Anyway? Number 9, quotation. Now, this is good, but unfortunately, it's overused in a way that's really not authentic, right? Because you want to introduce your quote, but it's something that comes from your own place, right? And from your own reading, right? You can also start with dialogue, right? Many stories start with dialogue. Even good essays start with dialogue. Why am I always picked last? John asked his coach. Remember, your opening should make the reader curious about what comes next. It's your impression to make it count. They want to be captured by your voice, your personality, and I want you to choose a song you love. If you're unsure of what song to use, right, you can use this great song from Eleanor Rigby from the Beatles. It's short, it's only 2 minutes. It's a powerful narrative that has a social message. Song about a murder composed in 1911 led to an avalanche of great and diverse renditions and covers, as diverse as Duke Ellington in 1927, to The Clash in 1980, to Bob Dylan in 1993, and to the Black Keys in 2024. Okay, any questions before we begin? There's some references down there of mine that I've used and been publishing, and I've really enjoyed this. Remember, write, write, write.